Hey everyone, welcome to another video, and today we are looking at a local game store I went to while I was in Columbus, Ohio. That game store I went to is called Play It. Now, if you have one of these stores close to you or you're in Columbus, Ohio, like making a visit, make sure you make a visit to the store. They pretty much had everything I was looking for when it comes to like going into a new game store. You know, lots of room, lots of items to choose from. Clean. Clean store is very important because if a store feels cluttered, a lot of people are going to probably exit it pretty fast. But this store just is so open and roomy, and it had a lot of stuff to look at. Now, typically when I go into a new game store, I try to look at stuff in order. So I'll start with NES stuff, and move up from kind of like generation from generation. So I look at the Super Nintendo stuff, Sega Genesis stuff, and then I move myself up to the PlayStation 1 stuff. I would say pretty much in that order, even though what you're seeing here is PSP stuff. I just kind of like put all the film together. But yeah, that's how I kind of look at the stuff in the store. Now, I took my time and really looked at everything because as over the years, I've kind of gotten like antsy where I don't really look at stuff properly anymore. Like I missed out on a lot of cool stuff just because I wasn't looking hard enough like I used to. I feel like I lost a little bit of that hunter's edge or whatnot. But even in this section right here, I could have probably found some good stuff like looking through this stuff right here. But I just didn't feel like going through it. And luckily I'm not really looking for anything loose, but still, who knows what I could have found if I went through this properly. PSP seems like a system that people always slip up on. There's a lot of good stuff on PSP, movies and games, but it doesn't seem like anybody really has a desire to collect for it, except Jason. And by the way, to let you guys know, Jason is he's close to completing his PSP set. So he found a lot of stuff at the Torque, which I'll talk about in another video. But yeah, I'm hoping to get him there pretty soon because that's going to be really outstanding to have a full PSP collection. But going through the store here, as you can see, I was looking through the PS4 stuff. They got their systems on top here. PS3 and even 360, those are other systems that people are kind of slipping up on, like collecting for. They got some good games on those systems. And I feel bad a lot of people kind of like pass them up. But maybe folks will have more of a desire for it when it becomes more expensive. It seems like when a game's expensive, that's when everybody wants it. But when it's on the cheap, they're like, I'll get it next time. But anyways, going back to the store here, PSP stuff. I collected most of it years ago, so I think I got pretty much everything what I want for it. But there are some UMD movies that I might want to get. Now, the Switch, of course, is an awesome system to collect for. I'll probably be doing, I hate to say this now, but I'll probably be doing a Switch collection video here pretty soon, like showing you guys all my Switch games. But man, if there's a fun system to collect for, it's definitely the Switch, and they had a lot of good titles at this store. Speaking of the Switch, is anybody excited for the Switch 2? I know everybody's waiting for some kind of cool announcement on it, but I don't think we're going to hear anything until next year because they mentioned something now during the holidays that's going to hurt their sales for the regular Switch. But anyways, I felt very anxious while I was in the store, because I was having a hard time finding something that I really wanted. But at the end of this video, I think you guys will be surprised with what I got, so stay tuned for that. But as I was looking, because everybody was finding what they wanted, so I was like the last one to kind of find something. And when you're the last person, you're like kind of like holding everybody up in a way. But still, I'm glad I kind of took my time and looked at the store because they had a lot of great items. And I think I chose wisely. There was another item I was going to choose over the item at the end of the video, but they only had it on the Xbox Series X, so I had to pass on it because I don't have that system yet. But as you can see here, guys, lots of stuff to look through. I was just pretty just enamored with everything they had at the store. And like I said, everything is nice and neat, and that's very impressive, And also, I love that they include movies. Like a lot of people, I feel like, should start collecting like Blu-ray movies because, as you guys know, some of the streaming services are kind of like cutting content, I would say. Maybe they'll stop doing that in the future, but I know some movies and DVD in a series that got cut content. But if you get the Blu-ray or 4K Blu-ray or DVD even, you have your usually you'll have your original content, which is nice. Now, of course, the PlayStation stuff is always awesome to look at. I was looking for a certain game called Atlantis, but I wasn't able to find it here. I'm kind of looking for like odd titles that nobody's looking for right now because I feel like I got a lot of the heavy hitters like out of the way years ago. But man, still to this day, I can always find a PlayStation game that I've never heard of that's pretty cool. So they had a great selection of games here. PS2, one of the greatest systems of all time. They had a great selection of games here. As you guys know, these are the cheaper games, but still having a good selection of them is always nice. Also, I like how the games, like, they have room between each other. They're not all smushed in like you see at some stores. So that's always nice to see. And for you collectors out there, if you have your games set up, make sure they're standing up side by side. Try not to lay them on each other, because if you lay them on top of each other, they could kind of like get too heavy and get imprinted. So just kind of a little information about that. I actually told a friend about that recently. But as you can see here, good selection of games here. There's plenty to look at. So if you come down here, you're going to be here for a minute searching for some cool stuff. So be very prepared. Now, something I always collected back in the day was PSP UMD movies. I was really just ecstatic about collecting these things, and they were pretty expensive back in the day. But look at them now, very affordable, and Sony went all out on bringing us movies for that system. Now, looking at some PS3 stuff here, I know I talked about PS3 earlier in the video, but guys, you got to really start looking at the PS3 stuff. There's a lot of great games on that system, and a lot of the stuff is on the cheap, so great way to start your collection. Also, a shout out to PlayStation. A lot of their games are actually still online. You can play with folks online for free. You ain't got to worry about no PlayStation Plus holding you down. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. But yeah, shout out to Sony for having the PlayStation 3 still online and still having their online store still running. So I'm going to let the footage play out for you guys so you can see more of their store, and then I'll come back to you with my game pickup. Alright guys, so now it's that time to show you guys that awesome game I decided to pick up. And it was a tough call, but I said, you know what, let me go ahead and get this. And that game was Rockin' Cats for NES. I played this game years ago, and I don't remember it too well. For some reason when I think of this game, I think about Samurai Pizza Cats. I remember that game vividly, but I can't really remember Rockin' Cats too well. So hopefully this game is as fun as Samurai Pizza Cats. But yeah, this is the one I decided to pick up, guys. So let me know what you think. Also, sorry to everyone who was with us that I was taking too long to find a game. But yeah, guys, definitely check out Play It Games. Awesome store. They treat us well. It was just somewhere you want to be at if you want to buy retro games or any other type of stuff. Movies, vinyl, they got it all. So definitely check them out. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. The Radical One, and I will see you in the next video.